want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Akakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching the truth according to the Bible. Just wanted to do a real quick lesson, talking about the missiles, the nuclear missiles that are gonna be sent over here to Babylon the Great, also known as America. This is just going off the spirit. I really didn't have a topic, but this came up in 2 Peter 3 and 12. Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh. So that's what we're doing. We're looking for and we're hastening, meaning we want this to speed up. We want the time to speed up. We don't want this to be prolonged. We don't want to wait anymore. But according to the timeline of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, we're going to be here as long as it takes. But the scriptures say, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens, meaning the sky, being on fire. And how is the heavens going to catch fire? Well, it's via those thermonuclear weapons, right? It says the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved. And you're melting the elements, right? The elements. And it says, and the elements shall melt with a fervent heat. When a nuclear explosion happens, what you're doing is you're splitting the atoms. You're splitting matter on an atomic level. That generates a chemical reaction. And it's so violent that it generates a lot of heat. And this is what's going to do this. This is how you're going to melt the elements, by disintegrating them at the atomic level. That is why the heavens shall be on fire. If we go back and we go to Joel, we'll start at Joel 2 and 5. And it says, like the noise of the chariots on the tops of the mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. See, that's talking about the missiles, right? If you ever seen the movie 300, at the end of the movie, when the Spartans finally get beaten in battle by the Persians, they send up a flurry of arrows that blot out the sun, and the sky goes dark because there's so many arrows in the sky, right? That's kind of how it's going to look when Russia and China and Iran and North Korea, probably Japan, probably Germany, probably France, and even maybe Great Britain, who are sending those missiles over here to Babylon the Great. It's going to be like a whole bunch of arrows blotting out the sun, right, before they land on their intended targets. Verse 6 says, before their faces the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall. And that means they're going to come in, cross the airspace of the United States of America, right? That's what it means by climb the wall. They're going to be up very high in the atmosphere. They shall climb the wall like mighty men of war, and they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. See, just like in the movie 300, as I was explaining, when those arrows got shot up into the sky and it blocked out the sun, they were all going in a straight line. They weren't running into each other. They were all in unison, and they all landed at once. It was like raining arrows. That's why in the Bible, the scriptures, the arrows are those nuclear missiles. Those nuclear missiles are described as arrows, the arrows of the Lord. Verse 8, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. See, you're not going to be able to shoot them out of the sky, right? The angels are going to be guiding these missiles to hit their intended targets. And where are their intended targets? Well, it's going to be the major cities. It's going to be the entire United States. But first and foremost, it's going to be those major metropolitan areas. Cities like LA, New York, Washington, D.C., Miami, Dallas, Detroit. Those cities are going to be hit first. It says, they shall run to and fro in the city, and they shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses, and they shall enter in at the windows. See, unlike the state of Israel, the United States does not have a Iron Dome, a missile air defense system, right? So if somebody shoots a missile over here, they're not going to shoot it out of the sky, right? They might have some capability to hit some of the missiles that are coming over here, but the United States is too big a landmass, unlike Israel, which is just a tiny little area, to cover all that space. So you're going to have certain areas where there's what you would call a window, where there is no air defense system, and that's where these missiles are going to go through. Now, as I was saying before, that even the allies of the United States are going to send missiles over here. See, it's not just going to be the obvious, Russia, China, and Iran, but it's also going to be the allies. If you go to the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, it says, let me find it real quick. It says, those that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Right here, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy. See, all the people that were teamed up and confederate with the United States of America, Babylon the Great, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee, aka your allies, have deceived thee. You think Japan has forgotten what happened in World War II? You think Japan forgot about the atomic bombs that were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki? They haven't forgot about that. They haven't forgot about that. And Japan's considered an ally of the United States. Germany, considered an ally today of the United States. You think they don't got something to say about what happened in World War II? France, considered an ally of the United States. Right? It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. Meaning they've set a trap for you, right? They're breaking bread with you. They're eating with you. They're talking niceties. They're sending diplomacy, right? But guess what? They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. See, these people that are considered the allies of the United States and not just the enemies, they're going to get fed up with Babylon the Great. You can already see it. They're already starting to jump ship with this whole US dollar thing, with the BRICS currencies and the BRICS financial system coming out. They want nothing to do with the United States and their money. And in the end, it's all going to come down to those missiles. Who has the most firepower, and where is the firepower aimed? And the Lord Gabar-yah-ahla is going to make sure that those missiles are pointed right at America, right at Babylon the Great. And this is what you need to be saved from. This is why you want to be beamed up on a chariot before those missiles hit. Because as the scripture says, the elements are going to melt with a fervent heat. 2 Peter 3:12, looking for and hastening unto the coming day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with a fervent heat. They're going to melt with a fervent heat because those missiles are going to generate a lot of heat. It's going to be the energy of the sun within the atmosphere. So anybody in the way of those missiles, you're going to be a part of this right here. Those elements that melt, because you're made out of elements. We're all made out of elements. The human body. So when it says the elements shall melt with a fervent heat, that means you and everything around you is going to melt. So with that, we'll close this little lesson out. Just wanted to make a quick lesson on, these missiles and what we actually need to be saved from. So I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. Shalom.